Hello and welcome to Prime Code Media. My name is Sana Mapena. In this video, I'll be discussing HTML div elements, and I will also show you how you can use them to style your web page. And to do that, I'm going to make use of an HTML only web page which I created as part of my HTML for Beginners series. Right now, I have opened this web page inside my code editor. I am using Atom Code Editor, and I have also already opened this web page inside my browser. Let's just go check it out inside my browser. Here it is. This is the web page that I am going to use as part of my discussion of the HTML div elements. Let me just refresh to check if it's working. Refreshing once, refreshing twice. So the web page is working fine, it's not breaking, so we can continue and use this as part of our discussion. So what is a div? A div refers to a division or section of an HTML element. This section of the HTML document, for example, could be the body, the head section, or just a block of text. What makes a div special is that you can use it to style different sections of an HTML document separately or or individually. For example, you can give different sections of a web page different background colors and different blocks of text, different font sizes, font types, and colors, and so on. Now, let's see how this is done. Let's go back to my code editor. Now, inside my code editor, what I am going to do right here is to add a div to my web page, and I am going to do this inside the body of my web page right here at the top. So here is the div. Right now I have added a div to my web page. It is inside the body of my web page. Now, it is very important to note that a div on its own doesn't work. Let's go into my browser. As you can see right now, I am inside my web page and I have just added a div, but it's not visible. Even if I refresh, it's still not visible. Why is that? To answer this question, I am going to inspect this web page. So I'm going to open the Chrome Developer Tools. I want to show you something. So although the div that I have just added is not visible, that does not necessarily mean that it is not there. So here is the div that we have just added. So you can see the div right here. Although it's not visible, it is available inside the body of my web page. But why are we not able to see it inside the body of my web page here, even if we refresh? The reason is that although the div has a width of 1333 pixel, it has a height of 0 pixel, so it does not have a height, and that is the reason why we cannot see it. So let's give it a height. I'm going to give it a 50 pixel height here. I've just typed 50, clicking enter. After clicking enter, you can see that there's now a space above here. So this is where the div is situated. Remember, it is the first item inside the body of our web page. Now, it is only now that we are able to see the area that the div occupies. Uh, in addition to giving it a height, let me also give it a background color. So I'm going to give it a background color. Let's give it a background color. I'll say blue. Okay, I think blue is fine. As you can see now, it has a blue color. It is only now that we are able to view the div. As I said earlier, a div on its own doesn't work. It only works once you have injected the CSS into it, as we have done right here by giving it a height of 50 pixel and the background color which is blue. But anyway, the changes that we have made here are not permanent. So if we refresh our web page, we will lose all the styling that we have just applied here. Now let me refresh. The styling is gone. Let's go back into my code editor. Now back inside my code editor, what I want to do, I want to use a div to style my web page. What I want to do, I want to give the top section of my web page a different background color. So this is the area that I am going to give a different background color. This is the area that has our image, my name, as well as my title or kind of work that I do, and so on. So this area here is going to have a different background color, and I'm going to do that by using a div. So to do that, I am going to cut everything right here. That includes the image and the accompanying text. So everything right here, I am going to cut and then paste it inside my div. So everything is now inside a div. Now I am going to go into my style sheet. Inside my style sheet right here, I am going to target the div using the tag name. I am going to say div. So this is the tag name. I'm going to follow this up with a set of curly braces. Now inside here, I am going to specify the style that I want to apply to that div. Remember, I said I want to change what? The background color of that area. So the CSS property is going to be background color. And then the color that I am going to use, I'm going to use the colorhunt.co to pick a color palette of my choice. Let me see which color palette I'll go for. I want something that is not too dark, but again, not too bright. Let's see. Okay, scrolling down a bit to pick up. Okay, let me pick this one here. I think this will work. If it doesn't work, I still have a choice of changing it. So I'm going to click here to copy the hex code. Now back inside my code editor, I am going to paste the hex code. Remember, it's very important that the hex code is preceded by a hashtag sign, and then I'm going to close this off with a semicolon. Back inside my web page, refresh. Now the background color of this area here has changed, and as you can see, it is only this part of the web page that has a different background color. As I said earlier on in the introduction of this episode, you can use a div to style different sections of a web page individually or separately. So that is why I was able to style only this portion or this part of the web page separately, and this is possible by using a div. I managed, or I was able to do this by adding a div to my web page. After adding a div to my web page, I managed to target it inside my style sheet using a tag name. I used a tag name and then followed that up with a set of curly braces. Inside here, I specified the style that I wanted to apply to that specific section of the web page. In this case, I wanted to change the background color, and this is the CSS property, and the value is the color that I picked up from colorhunt.co, and the result is a new background color for this section of our web page. Now, to style the other sections of this web page separately, for example, if I want to give this education section its own unique background color or change its font type, for example, I'll have to follow the same process. That is, put everything here inside a div and target it using a either a tag selector, a class selector, or an ID selector. Now, with that, we've come to the end of this episode. In this episode, I discussed the HTML div and showed you how you can use it to break up an HTML document into multiple sections that can be styled separately. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to click that bell icon to receive notifications when new videos come out. Let's code again next time. Take care. Bye bye.